Hello everybody, I am Professor Candice and I got two fans at home. And I was thinking if I would attach some object to a fan like so and then make it spin up to the maximum speed, and then at the right time the object would come away from the fan, how high would it be able to fly in the sky? I'm a rapper as well. And because I have two different fans, I already measured how fast they go. So now when I know the numbers, I'm going to calculate how high they will go. So I'm gonna start with a big fan and then I'm gonna do the small fan. Okay, so this is the rotation motion. So, the fan is going around like so, going around like that. And then there's a peg. This is gonna be a peg here. And if it leaves the fan at this moment, instead of going this way, which is what I always was thinking, because when you spin something, it feels like it's pulling away, so you would automatically expect it, if this is a center, you would automatically expect it to fly away that way. But no, this is not the truth. It actually goes straight up like so, straight up in the sky. As you can see in this little experiment, that is indeed what happens. So after measuring this fan and calculating the maximum speed of the fan, I found out that the outer side of the fan maximum speed is 12.3 meters per second. So I'm gonna write that down. This is gonna be the big fan. The big fan. It looks like this, something like that. Okay, so the speed of this point is 12.3 meters per second. That's the maximum speed. So now, when we know this speed, it is very easy to calculate how high the object, the peg or whatever object, is gonna fly if it separates from the fan at this point. And for that, the formula is very simple. H, which is the height that it's going to reach, equals v squared, the speed, velocity, squared, divided by 2 g, where g is gravitational constant, which is about 10 meters per second squared. Okay, so if we use this formula, so we're gonna calculate the speed 12.3 squared divided by 20. Okay, and the result of that is going to be about 7.6 meters. 7.6 meters. Okay, so now we know that if I attach the peg to this fan like so, and then make the fan spin like maximum speed, and then the peg separates, it will fly up to 7.6 meters high, which sounds quite possible. Now, I'm curious to find out how high would the peg fly from this small fan. Okay, so this small fan, the difference is smaller, obviously. Also, it is much, much faster. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but look. Look at that. It is so fast, in fact, that I was not able to differentiate the little dot I put here with my own phone, because my own phone has only 240 frames per second. So I had to borrow my friend's phone, and his phone is 960 frames per second. When I used his phone, I was able to differentiate and find out the speed of the outer edge of the fan, which was quite a bit higher than the big fan speed. It was 28 meters per second. So now when we know this number, again, I'm gonna now calculate how high would the peg fly from this fan. So let's go. Okay, this is gonna be the small fan, and the small fan, something like that. And again, the height equals, so I'm gonna have to take 28 squared divided by 20 equals, so this one is much higher. This is a 39.2 meters high. So even this fan is much smaller, but because it is spinning at much higher speed, the peg is gonna fly much higher. instead of 7.6 meters, it will fly all the way to 39.2 meters. So that is like, I don't know, like five times higher, which is impressive. Okay, in real life conditions, it'll probably not work because this fan is probably not as strong and it will not be able to make the peg move so much. But in ideal conditions, you know, in a massive vacuum chamber, which by the way, makes me wonder, what is the world's largest vacuum chamber? I don't know. Is there any vacuum chamber high enough for 40 meters? Probably not. At least I've not heard of it. Unless, of course, government has it. So now, just to make it more visual, I'm gonna make a little drawing. So, big fan. So the big fan here, this is the big fan. Peg would fly about 7, actually I need to delete that. It will fly to about 7.6 meters from the big fan. However, from the small fan, so this is the small fan, it would fly up all the way to 39.2 meters. So as you can see in a picture, it would fly much higher simply because it is much faster. So faster speed equals higher altitude. Anyway, the reason I did this, like, I was really curious, you know, I looked at both of my fans, I was like, I wonder how high would the object fly? And now when I know, I'm a much better person. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you soon.